Vicki from Reading and Stitching. How are you? It is still Sunday, the 17th of August. I am making my second video of the day. I'm still in my same Arkansas Razorback shirt, so if you saw my cross-stitching video earlier, you would see that. I'm sitting outside because once I'm inside in the building at school, I do not get to, I'm just basically inside all day. I hardly ever get to go out. And so I try to sit outside on the weekends and just get some fresh air and some vitamin D. This is my reading update. I have not filled out my challenge on anything that I'm doing, but I just want to share what I have read, what I'm currently reading, and some of my books that I got. So yeah, I went to the Dollar Tree and I got 5 books, five books from the Dollar Tree. All right, so what have I been reading? Well, one of my first reads this month. Y'all know I'm not fancy and I do not know how to put photos in here. I need to learn that. That's something I need to do. So one of the first books I read this month was, and I highly recommend this. This one was amazing. I've actually recommended it to our school librarian and I kind of want to get a copy so I can read it to my students. It is When We Ride by Rex Ogle. It is a novel. But it's kind of written, it kind of reminds me of Ellen Hopkins. It's written in verse. It is about, oh, hang on, I got notes, y'all. I got notes, so I wouldn't look like that crazy person. So it's about two friends. They meet in elementary school. If I remember correctly, it's 3rd or 4th grade. Diego, he is a hardworking kid. His mom is a recovering alcoholic. She wants him not to have her life, so she stays on his studies, stays on his classwork. She even gave him her car so he could get to work to help earn money for college tuition, and go to school. However, his best friend is Lawson. Lawson is his neighbor across the street. Lawson is a drug dealer. He's a dealer. I'll just put it out there. He starts dealing weed. You know, he's very slick. And he's always asking, can I get a ride? Can I get a ride? Hence the title. Well, Diego does not mind giving him a ride in his car, except as long as he is not carrying and he's not dealing, because that's a big deal. So that's the only rule he has. Well, you know, you start out in weed, then you move to harder things. And so there is, you know, I'm not telling you much. It's actually in the blurb that he does start dealing, Lawson starts dealing in harder drugs, and it's just how the worlds collide. Let me tell you, y'all, was not expecting the ending. It was a great book. Highly recommend. It's a good boy book. If you're looking for something for teens, as long as you don't mind realistic fiction, this is the one to get. Okay, so what else have I been reading? So for my hardest reading challenge, it had a secret prompt to read a punny title. So I read Clean Sleep, good Lord, Vicki. Clean Sweep, by Ileana Andrews. Is that how you say that? I'm going to stop rocking so I don't make you nauseous. I may have to pause during this video. My husband is on the golf course right now. I don't know why. It's 48% humidity, and feels like 96. But he's on the golf course, and I'm going to make dinner tonight. All right. And I got to get in there and turn on the oven because I got most of it done. I did most of the prepping. So, ADHD, sidetracked. Punny title. This also fits into a paranormal sci-fi. It talks about Dinah. She's the innkeeper. And she's kind of like Switzerland. She's neutral territory. So if you ask for sanctuary at her place, she can offer it. She's got a long-term resident right now that is there for as long as they're alive, because if they walk outside, they'll probably get killed because they've killed millions of people. So, but they're offered sanctuary. She's neutral. She's got this cute little Shih Tzu named Beast. I know, funny name, but when you get into the story, you'll understand why it's named Beast. vampires are in it, werewolves are in it, so this really does fit with some of my reading challenges. I really enjoy this. I'm not a sci-fi type person, paranormal, but I really did enjoy this book. What happens is animals start dying on their street, and nobody knows why. Mythical creatures are involved. Let me tell you, I really, really enjoyed it, especially that her house, the inn, it actually thinks for itself. It has magical powers. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. So if you like that type of book, that would be something you would read. It's a series, so it's the first one, so I'll probably read more. Because I do have that paranormal challenge where I got to read about vampires, werewolves, and other things. So, hey, 2 books, I can hit multiple things. So, something else that I read, T is for Traders. So, this is Karen Sue Walker. This is number 5 in her tea room book. April May, this is her 5th book. She's solved 4 murders. She has a ghost chef that lives in her kitchen. She owns, her tea shop is at the bottom level of her house. She lives on the upper top. And it's off season. She's looking for new hobbies. So her friend Irma takes her, says, let's go for a hike. And they go hiking. And as they're at the lighthouse, they see a plane and they look up. And it looks like a literal body is pushed from the plane. And then someone winds up murdered in the town. She's kind of a witness because she did see this body falling from the plane, but she wants to try to help solve the murder. It's a good one. It's a nice cozy mystery. No blood, no gore. Kind of reminds me of a Jessica Fletcher, Matlock type thing. All right, the next book that I read. I read a lot on my Kindle because that is my personal challenge to read every day on my Kindle. I am reading Kindle Unlimited, Murder in White Lace. Oh, okay, that's my husband texting me saying go. That means he's either on the 17th, 18th hole, or he's done. So give me about 10 minutes. I've got to go put dinner together, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. My husband is a meat potato guy, so I'm trying this 5-ingredient hamburger potato casserole. I made a couple of changes because how in the world do I not have curry mushroom soup in my kitchen? It's a staple. I think it's because I used it last time when I used the last can when I made Mexican Dorito casserole. Dorito casserole, I don't know if you had it, it's good. Love it, one of my favorite meals. But I did have creamy chicken, so I mixed that with some onion mushroom soup mix to layer it. So it's potatoes, hamburger, the soup mixture, potatoes, hamburger, and soup mixture, and then you top it with cheese and you bake it in the oven for how long? 45 minutes with foil on. So I got it there. If you would like the recipe, I can pin it. I can put it here. I got it off Pinterest. We're gonna try it. It's new. All right. So where was I? I think I just talked about my tea room book. Oh, I was talking about my new book, Murder in White Lace. So this is the one. Murder in White Lace. It's by the same author as the tea room series. I like her. I like cozy mysteries. I'm not sure if y'all do or if that's one of y'all's things, but I love them. So Murder in White Lace is Max Walters works as a bridal consultant. Her dream is to be a fashion designer, a bridal designer. But the owner of the store went on vacation, so Max is there. She needs an assistant. She hires one while she's helping this very cantankerous bride who likes to change things, you know. Well, she passes out. The bride passes out, and they have to call an ambulance. And I'm not telling you anything. This is in the blurb. She dies. So then Max's longtime friend has been charged with the murder. So Max is like, nah, that's not going to work. So she tries to help out and solve the crime. But I enjoyed it. It was an easy read. It was a Kindle Unlimited book. So I like this author. I've read a lot. The 5th book I've read is The Bachelor in Bar Harbor. This is book 3 of the Secrets in Maine series by Amy Rafferty. Is that how you say that? This is like another cozy romance mystery. This one follows one of the brothers, Chase. He lives in LA. He just got back from, he's a PR consultant, one of the top. He just got back from a long trip. He gets a knock on the door. It's Penny from The Lawyer. We meet in book 2. She's there holding this little 2-year-old named Bailey, and she just hands him over and goes, "Hi, this is yours." And it's his daughter from his longtime girlfriend, Hazel. They broke up a year ago, and you hear all about this in the first 2 books. But you didn't find out about Bailey until this one. So it's really good. They're involved in some mystery because Penny is a lawyer and her current client is trying to divorce her husband, who is a top musician, and all the lady wants is her music rights. So there's a lot of drama there. It's good. If you just like cozy mysteries, cozy romances, this is a book for you. I enjoyed this series. I'm going to finish them all out and see what else she's got. Okay, so, and there's one more book that I read that I had to go check it out at the library so I could show it to you. Because my head is still scratching. Okay, I don't know if you've read this. The New Couple in 5B. This is one of those books. I listened to it on audio. I think one night I had to finish it, so I had to know what happened, so I didn't even turn on my TV. I just turned on my audiobook and I cross-stitched while I read this. The blurb is, Rosie and Chad Lowen are barely making ends meet in New York City when they receive life-changing news. Chad's late uncle has left them a luxurious apartment at the historic Windermere in Murray Hill. The building is the epitome of old New York charm. One would almost never suspect the dark history lurking behind its perfectly maintained facade. Sorry. At first, the building and its eclectic tenants couldn't feel more welcoming, but as Lowen settle in, Rosie starts to suspect that there's more to the Windermere than meets the eye. When one of the neighbors turns up dead, Rosie must get to the truth about the Windermere before she too falls under its dangerous spell. Okay, so Rosie is the main character, Rosie and Chad. Rosie came from the Ozarks, which is where I'm from, where I live, the Ozark Mountains, and she is known as a seer, where she can touch something and she gets visions, but she does not believe this. She is totally against this, does not think this really happened. She just thinks that her family gaslit her the whole year. So as I was reading this book, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, girl, this is bad. This is really bad. You need to go. But she is a loving person and gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. So I got to a certain part and I was like, holy crap, where did this come from? I never saw this. Where did this come from? And then I'm like, no, but there's still 45 minutes left in the book. There has to be another twist. Okay. And yeah, there was another twist. This one left me kind of flabbergasted. I highly recommend this book. I don't want to talk about it because if I do, then I'm going to spill all the secrets, and I have so many questions. I have so many questions about this book. It took me on a whirlwind of a ride. I still have questions, but I can't wait. I'm going to try another one of her books. Actually, I've already read a couple more. I didn't realize that she was the author of 2. I've read Secluded Cabin Sleep 6, and I have read something about a 745 train. But I love this. Highly recommend this. I actually give it 5 stars. Now, most people may not, but I'm a thriller person. It does have a few little spicy scenes in it. Excellent book, The New Couple in 5B. I checked this out from the library. I'm going to return it because I just wanted to show it to y'all. Highly recommend this book. All right. While I was at the library, I decided to go ahead and check out What a Lady Wants by Renee Rosen. Oh my gosh, I love this author. This one is The Night of the Great Fire. 17-year-old Delilah watches the flames rise and consume what was the pioneer town of Chicago. She can't imagine how much her life, her city, and her whole world are about to change, nor can she guess the agent of the change will not simply be the fire, but more like the man she meets. Leading the way in rebuilding at the fire, Marshall Field opens his well-known dry goods store and transforms it into something the world has never seen before, a glamorous palace of a department store. He and his powerhouse courtier, I don't know, what is this word? This word, I don't know how to say that. Couture, whatever, I don't know. Including Potter Palmer and George Pullman, usher in the age of robber barons, the American royalty of their generation. But behind the opulence, the private lives are riddled with scandal and heartbreak. Delilah and Marshall first turn to each other out of loneliness, but as their love deepens, they will withstand together despite disgrace, ostracism, through an age of devastation and opportunity. When an adolescent Chicago is transformed into the gleaming white city of Chicago's World Fair of 1893. Okay, so this author I have read. I actually had to go get a library card at a town 30 minutes from me just so I could check out her books. From Fayetteville Public Library. I did. I paid the fee. I am going to. They do have a lot of good research sections, so I'm researching a couple of things for my classroom for behavior. Let me look it up. What else I have read from hers? I read The Social Graces, which takes the new money of the Vanderbilts coming into New York with Lady Astor and her 400, her social 400. And then I read Fifth Avenue Glamour Girl. It's about Estee Lauder and her story. I highly recommend those. Oh, this author. I just love this author. She's got a lot more books. And I do plan to go back down to Fayetteville. Right now I'm just using my Hoopla, but it's 30 minutes. And right now, at the beginning of the school year, I can't. I'm too tired. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so from my local library, I also got The Austen Escape. This has been on my to-read list for a long time. It says, this is a Christine Carroll Award winner. It's large print fiction, and I really like that because I have old eyes, and y'all, let me tell you, that makes it a lot easier to read. Mary Davis finds safety and order and productive life working as an engineer. She generally enjoys her job and colleagues, particularly a good-looking and intelligent consultant. But something is missing when Mary's strange childhood friend, Isabel Dwyer, offers her a 2-week stay in a gorgeous manor house in England. She reluctantly agrees and hopes that the holiday will shake up her quiet life. Heck, fire! Someone offered me a 2-week stay in a English manor house. I'd be right there. Yep. But Mary gets more than she bargained for when Isabel loses her memory and fully believes she lives in Jane Austen's bath, while Isabel rests and delights of the leisures of Regency lady attending by other costume-clad guests. Mary uncovers startling truths about their shared past, who Isabella was, who she seems to be, and the man who now stands between them. So this sounds like a good one. I can't wait to start this one. I also checked out this teen book, because, you know, I'm always looking for new teen books. The Thrashers. It's got Tour de Force, YA debut by Alex and Dawn. So this is about either you're in or you're out. That's kind of like the Project Runway. I don't know if y'all been watching the Project Runway. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Welcome to the Thrashers, the elite group of new. Oh, good God. Why do they make these words hard? Helvetia, hi. Jody Dillon was never meant to be one of them. Julian, Lucy, Paige, and the other infamous Zach Thrashers are rich, sophisticated, and love attention. Jody feels out of place, but Zach's her childhood best friend, so she's in. Then Emily Mills, who desperately wanted to be a Thrasher, dies, and the whispers around the Thrashers begin. As Emily's journey surfaces, detectives close in, and Jody faces an important choice: betray her friends or protect herself. But as eerie messages and strange occurrences escalate, it becomes clear Emily isn't done with them yet. So that's interesting. All right, so that's what I've checked out at the library. I'm really excited about that. So one of the books I have bought, I've done some book buying. I did want to read this. I had ordered this, so I was hoping it would be in for Jane Austen July, but it was not. It is Charlotte by Helen Moffat. It is a Pride and Prejudice spinoff. It is about Charlotte Lucas. She is Lizzie Bennet's best friend, and she has no prospects. She's 27, unmarried, plain and poor. And so she just decides she marries Mr. Collins. If you know Pride and Prejudice, you know this story. She decides, and her friend Lizzie is appalled, and she really was in the book. She was appalled. But as Miss Collins, Charlotte has her whole life before her. 7 years married. She and her husband live a quiet but contented life until the loss of their beloved son plunges them into grief. Reeling from her loss, Charlotte takes her young daughters to Pemberley to visit Lizzie and Mr. Darcy. There, Charlotte begins to heal. But she is not the only visitor that summer, and in the musician Jacob Rosenstein, Charlotte sees the life of passion she might have led. So this one sounds very interesting. Okay, I went to my local Dollar Tree. I had to pick up some gift bags and something, and so I find the Dollar Tree's easier to get because I can get 3 small gift bags for like $1.50, and so that's cheap. I found this book, The Second Chance. These are all $1. I've spent $1.25 on each one of these. This is before they went up for $1.50. So I spent $1.25 on all of these. The Second Chance Boutique. Frances Delaney has a knack for matching bride-to-be with the perfect gown. Her shop, The Whispering Dress, is no ordinary bridal boutique. Every gown is vintage, and the dresses seem to share the stories with Francesca, pointing to which woman needs them next. Something bold for the shy and quiet, something simple for the woman who is afraid to stand out, and something dazzling for the bride who wouldn't normally dare to be different. She credits her success to 2 rules. Never covet a dress, and never sell a dress that led to a doomed marriage. But then she finds this beautiful 1950s couture 4-length gown, and her talent veers into obsession. The owner, however, would like the dark past of the dress to remain hidden forever. So, it sounds really good for $1.25. Then I got The Cicadas Sing of Summer Graves by Quentin Connor. Years ago, yellow fever gripped the small lakeside town of Prosper, Arkansas. I had to get it because it was set in Arkansas. At the height of that summer swelter, in the wake of unexpected storm, the dam failed and the valley flooded, drowning the town and everyone trapped inside. The secrets of old Prosper drowned with them. Now, decades later, when the mysterious lockbox is pulled from the depths of the lake, 3 descendants of the long-ago tragedy are hurled into another feverish summer. Cassie, the reclusive soul witness to an impossible horror no one believes. Lark, a wild-eyed dreamer, haunted by various visions. June, the traveler caught between longing for a fresh start and bearing witness to the ghost of the past. Bound together, all 3 must contend with their home's complex history, and when the ruins of the town lost far beneath the troubled waters. Can y'all hear the cicadas? Oh, that's funny. I am sitting outside and you can hear the cicadas out here right now. We have The Second Chance Hotel. Amelia Lang's life is kind of a mess. She's stuck living at home with her narcissistic mother. Her tech bro ex-boyfriend deliberately sabotages her at work when she gets fired after throwing a mug at his head, which, you know what? Sometimes people need a mug thrown at their head. It's okay. She missed. It's probably a good thing, so she won't go to jail for assault. Then she had a major falling out with her best friend, so Amelia does what Amelia does best. She runs away. After traveling around Europe for 3 months, she settles on a small Greek island to reset her life and figure out what's next. But after too much... I'm going to assume this is an alcoholic drink. Retsina, Retsina. So she's had too much of it. So I'm going to assume that's what that is. She gets tricked into marrying James, another guest hotel who's perfectly nice, but perfectly boring. To top it off, they are gifted the very lovely hotel they're staying in. A hotel that doesn't want the hotel they don't want and is in desperate need of TLC. They agree to keep the hotel open through the busy summer season for the sake of the island's quirky but well-meaning residents, after which she plans to return home and start rebuilding her disastrous life. Amelia and James must work together to determine how to get out of their situation. Easier said than done, because Amelia is starting to feel a strong spark of attraction for James, but she's certain her real life is waiting in San Francisco. So does she go home or does she stay? You know, that's a hard choice. If you're gifted a hotel at a Greek island, never been to Greece, that's on my to-do list. But one of my ducklings did go to Greece this summer. She was in a doctors bound. She's pre-med, and she went and studied a month and toured Greece and did a lot of different hospitals and worked 3 days on. You know, she really enjoyed it. And I saw her photos, and I'm like, my little duckling, I kind of want to go there. I got 2 more books. Then we went to, I got the Paris Deception. This is the best-selling author of The Woman Before Wallace. Okay, so this is by Bryn Turnbull. 2 Extraordinary Women, A Trove of Stolen Masterpiece, 1 Impossible Mission. Sophia Dix fled Stuttgart with her brother as the Nazi regime gained power. Now, with her brother gone, her adopted home of city of Paris conquered by the, oh Lord, I don't know. What is this? Y'all, we're going to be honest. Sometimes words are hard for me, and I don't want to say them out wrong. I kind of do a makeup word in my head. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I do. But if I don't want to read it wrong, so I'm just going to show you the word. Sophie reluctantly agrees to accept the position restoring damaged art at the Jeu de Paume Museum. There we go. Looks like I'm going to be getting my dictionary out. I don't know. This is what I teach my kids to do. If they don't know a word, they look it up on my phone. So I'll have my phone up. If I don't know these words, I'll look it up. If I can't figure it out by context clues, then I'll look up the saying. Under the supervision of the ERR, a German commission using the museum as a repository for the art they looted from Jewish families. Bandit, these names, was a rising star among the Bohemian artists of Paris until the Nazis put a stop to so-called degenerate modern art, still mourning the loss of her firebrand husband. She resolved to muddle her way through the occupation in whatever way she can until her strange sister-in-law Sophie arrives at her door with a stolen painting in hand. Soon the sisters embarked on a plan to save Paris's degenerates, working beneath the noses of the German top art connoisseurs to replace the paintings in the Jeu de Paume with, I don't know how to say that, the skillful forgeries. But how long can they sustain their masterpiece of illusion? Looks good. I kind of fall in love with the 1940s books. Okay, and the last one I got was 2 little girls, Laura Jarrett. So it's right here. When Lizzie's car crashes with her 2 daughters inside, she faces a terrible choice. And when she recovers from her injuries, she has to deal with the impact of that tragedy as well as the police investigation into it. As Lizzie and her family struggle to come to terms with the events of that night, things take an even darker turn. What exactly happened on that remote country road? Who is responsible, and can the family get through this together, or will the truth finally get to them? It's an unputdownable, well, that's a word, page turner that takes us deep inside the secrets of life of a family, with plenty to hide and the unthinkable choices one mother is forced to make. All right, so that is on what I bought. Those will be put on my to-read list. Let's see. I am currently reading. Let's get to my Goodreads. I am on Goodreads. Currently, I am reading The Boutique in Bar Harbor, book 4. Now, thank you to the person who encouraged me to get out of my comfort zone. I do appreciate that. And I actually stopped by my high school and talked to my school librarian and explained to her about my challenge. She and I both like to read the exact same books. So, I said, in September, I'm going to send you a book that I need to read, a type, and she's just going to pick one, send it through Interschool Mail, and that's what I'm going to read. I'm going to let her pick my books. Because I'm not, I kind of stick to my same genre. Romance, psychological thrillers, and cozy mysteries. That's what I stick to. So we're going to get out of my comfort zone this year. Now, someone recommended me to read, because I needed a book that was set in a national park. Someone recommended me the author Tanya, what's her name? Come on. Tanya Capes. It was her Camper and Criminal Cozy Mystery series, and I do like cozies. So I am going to check her out. I don't know if this first book is set. I just know it's set in Kentucky, but I'm going to check her out. She's going to be on my read list, and so this is the first one I am going to check out and read. It's an audiobook from my library. They've gotten them all. Now, the one I did check out, because I know for a fact it's set in a national park, and I'm looking forward to it. It is Nevada Bar Track of the Cat. I don't know which national park it's set in. I do know it is set in one, so I'm going to start with this. This is a whole series too, so I can listen to this while I cross-stitch. I got 12 days to listen to it. It is, how long is this? 8 hours, so that should be okay. That's what I'm, oh, and on my Kindle, I am currently reading book 7 of the T mysteries. It is T is for Temptation. Oh my, sorry, my ear is itching. Ugh. T is for Temptation. So that's one of the books I'm reading. In my classroom, we are reading out loud We Were Liars. And my boys were like, I don't like this type of book. I want a fantasy book. And I said, okay, what do you want to read? I will read it to you. So one of the boys picked out Percy Jackson. And if you're in my cross-stitch group, you know I did that a few years ago, Magical Stitches. We fought battles, so we are rereading the book. I'm like, but you just said you read this summer. He goes, I know, but I like it. I want to listen to it again. So we're rereading that, Percy Jackson. I'll start that one in the afternoon when that one of the boys was absent. I didn't want to start it without him because he recommended it. He wanted to read it. My girls are liking We Were Liars. My boys wanted an action book, a fantasy book. So I'm going to be reading that in the afternoons, me or my boss, because she wants to read to them too. But that's all I got this week. I hope you liked this. I will update my challenges pretty soon, tell you where everything went. But it is mid-August, and if you've made it this long, thank you for sticking with me. This will probably post on Wednesday, because I did a cross-stitch video today. Anyway, y'all have a great week. Happy reading. Tell me what you're reading. Thank you for and thank you for joining in. Bye.